It is time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream today. We've got a pretty exciting one here with the start of a brand new tournament. I have looked up how to pronounce this. I think I'm going to get it right. You can butcher me in the chat. It is the Manus Monarch Multimodal Mayhem. That's a lot of M's. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting one. It is a team tournament, of course, which is why we're here today. With this live stream, we are going to do the team draw. You're all going to find out how the teams are going to line up, and more importantly, who your teammates are going to be, because those are going to be the players you're going to be working really closely with over the next 6 weeks or so. And yeah, try and get yourselves a tournament championship. So just to talk a little bit about this tournament, there's been a lot of chatter about the format. It is a bit more of a complex one, but I promise you, once we get started, it's going to be pretty straightforward. So we have 108 players. They're going to be split here today into 9 teams. Let me transition over into my super duper spreadsheet. Of course, Google Sheets, saving the day once again. And yeah, 9 teams. If you know your sums, that means 12 players per team. So you're going to have a lot of teammates, a lot of players that you're going to be working with during this tournament to try and get some wins on the board. So yeah, 9 teams, and it's going to be played over 4 rounds. Each round, your team is going to be paired with 2 other teams. So of course, excluding your own team, there's 8 others, and they're going to be split into 4 groups of 2, and you'll be playing a different group of 2 each time. So eventually you're going to work your way through all the teams. You're going to play at least 1 player from each team in a 1v1 match. But that is not all, because this is, as the name implies, a multimodal tournament. So we don't just have 1v1s. We don't even just have 3-player matches. We have 2v2s as well. So the Mayhem is coming. Embrace it. It's going to catch up with you sooner or later. So yeah, as I said, you're going to be playing some 1v1s. You're going to play 1 against each other team over the course of 4 rounds. So that's 8 1v1 matches against different players from each team. And you're then going to play 4 multiplayer matches. That's either going to be a 3-player or a 2v2. And I've actually been working away today on a spreadsheet that's going to track all of this. So let's get the bird out of the way. We can just show how this is going to look. So here we have our 3 teams with 12 players in each. And we have some 1v1 matches. You can see the color coding. It's beautiful. I know, it's wonderful, isn't it? And yeah, you have team 1 against team 2, team 2 against team 3, and then team 3 against team 1. Those are your 1v1 matches. Easy peasy. Every player in your team plays a 1v1 match against each other team. Pretty straightforward. All that matters is how you're going to order them, because that's going to determine who you play against on the other team. You have some input, but obviously you don't really know who you're going to get drawn against. The slightly confusing part, but I promise it's straightforward, is the multiplayer aspect. So here we go. Look at that. 8 3-player games. Easy peasy. You pick 8 players from your team out of the 12 that are going to play in the 3-player matches. The other 2 teams are also going to pick their 8 players. And that's your 8 3-player games. Straightforward stuff. You play those 8 games. And for these 8 players, that is their multiplayer game for this round, because they can't then play in the 2v2s. You then have 4 other players. So in this case, you see team 1 through 8 are playing the 3 players, and then 9, 10, 11, and 12, they split off into 2 pairs. 9 and 10 play against team 2 here, and 11 and 12 play against team 3. Really straightforward. I promise it's going to be super simple once we get into it. You just play those 3 matches, 2 1v1s and a multiplayer each round. And yeah, over the course of these 4 rounds, you're going to be scoring points. We do have a table. Is it going to work? There we go. Look how swanky this table is. I bigged it up, and yeah, the less said about that, the better. But it's going to look nice. We do have a table on the server as well, which is hopefully going to look a little bit swankier. So anyway, I've talked enough about spreadsheets. I can see a lot of people in the chat, which is excellent. Lots of familiar names. Very happy to have you all here. And yeah, there we go. Let's switch back over. Let's get the bird up. Let's get the bird back up. And I think we're ready to start the draw. So we have done a bit of maths behind the scenes, which is always the exciting part, to try and get some seedings here, because this is complicated. We don't just have 1v1s, we have 3 players, we have 2v2s. There's different ELO systems, there's different ELO scores. Some people have higher ELOs in 1v1s and then not so high in the 3 players, or vice versa. It gets confusing. How do you rank these people? Well, you kind of do it as a weighted average. So I went through, looked at all the 1v1s and the 3 players and the 2v2s. We did some weighting based on how many games I played in each of those, and we got a list which has ranked all the players in some sort of seeding bracket. And so what we have is we have 12 pots in total here. Pot A all the way down to pot L. You can just about see pot L on the bottom there. And each pot has got 9 players in. So we're going to go through one by one. We're going to start with pot A. We're going to pick through the 9 players. They are not available at the moment, but they will be once I pick a pot. And they're going to get stuck gradually into each of these teams. And once we have exhausted one pot, we move on to the next pot and we start populating the next slot in each team. So gradually you're going to see as this stream goes on, as the draw starts to unfold, you're going to start to see some of these teams build up and you're going to think, okay, I'm with this team, or my pot hasn't come up yet and I can already see this is quite an exciting team that I want to be on. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite exciting. And yeah, we have a lot to get through. 108 players. As I said, I have already waffled on way too much here. Way too much. So I think we're ready to get started. As I take a very tactical sip of water before we get stuck in. So let's start with pot A. Here are the players we've got. I need to copy these over, and I've got a randomizer list over on the side. And we're going to pick these out one by one. So let me make sure I've done this all correctly. Hopefully it doesn't break on the first try. And what are we going to get up? I think that is the correct settings. There we go. Who is going to be first name out of the hat? It is going to be, this is not scripted, I promise you, it is going to be me. So there we go. Straight up in team 1, the best team already. Very nice. Next up, who is going to go into team 2? We've got Iraku. Iraku over there. There you are, into team 2. Very nice. Next up, we have Heartseed going into team 3. So this is going to be the first matchup. For the first round, it's going to be 1 against 2 against 3, 4 against 5 against 6, 7 against 8 against 9. But as I said, it doesn't matter. You're going to play all the teams eventually. So don't worry if one team looks slightly different to the others, because you're going to play them all eventually. But here we go. Let's move on to the 4th player, and it's going to be Ethma. It's a team 4. Next up, going into team 5, we have Groovenstein, who I've seen in the chat. Very chatty. There you go, Groovenstein into team 5. Into team 6, we have JJ Lig 2. There we go. Into team 6. Moving on. Why is Groovenstein's name still there? You should not be there. There's undoubtedly some bugs, but let's ignore that and move on, because Wingspan, you're going there. Yeah, why? Groove, why are you still there? You should not be there. Never mind. We're just going to move on and pretend that Groove isn't there anymore. 2 players left. We have got Ronster and Waterman. Who's going to come out next? It's going to be Waterman. Into team 8, and that means we have just 1 left, which is Ronster going into team 9. There we go. Groove, you're still sat there, but I promise you are in team 5. So there we go. Yes, I can see some questions in the chat about the pots. The pots are sorted by ELO, so the idea is each team is going to get someone, as they have now, from pot A, and then we're going to work our way through the pots, and then every team is going to get someone from that pot. So we're not going to see one team with like 7, 8, 9 players from the high pots. We're going to see with exactly 1 from pot A and 1 from pot B, and so on. So in theory, it's going to be balanced. But there we go. Groove very persistent. He's clearly not happy being in team 5. I might just have to. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's hang on. I've got a There we go. I'll get my technical difficulties screen up as I try and see what is going on here. I think I have an idea of what has gone wrong. Imagine positive thoughts in your own head as we hopefully okay. Pro tip, never try and fix problems with spreadsheets while live streaming because it's going to end very badly. Let's give that. Hey, there we go. Famous last words. Let me get that back up. Oh, man. There we go. Groove, you've gone. I think I fixed it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was me. That was me conveniently scripting the rest of the teams. So, I promise I've scripted it so that Ethma and Captain Awesome and Fun Done are all going to be in the same team. So when that happens, you'll know. You'll know that the scripting has happened. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to look at Pot B now. So even Pot B, there we go. There's Fun Bun. We've still got some very, very strong players. And I had a look through the pots and I got through down very, very far in the pots. And I kept thinking there are some good players here. So some very familiar names and some names who are in the chats as well. So very, very exciting stuff. Now, just need to get rid of that so I can put some new names on the list. And we can start picking again. So who is going to be our first name out of the hat into Team 1 with me? It is Dr. Grainslove. Hello, Dr. Grainslove. You joined me in Team 1. Very, very nice indeed. And who's going to be joining Iraku in Team 2? It is going to be Sim17. Very tasty looking team. Already forming there. Where is Old Scared going? Absolutely, that's the question on our minds. Is it going to be Team 3? It is not, because it's going to be Davim who joins Heartseed. There we go, into Team 3. Very nice. Now, here we go. Funbun. Is Funbun going to end up in Team 4? Sadly, not to be, but Ethma, you're joined by Copdog, which is a very, very nice little combo going on there. Next up, joining Groove in Team 5. Are they going to drop off the list when I enter their name in? It's going to be Floating Lakes. There we go. Floating Lakes is not hanging around in the pot. Straight over there with Groove. Very, very nice. Next up, Team 6 joining JJ Lig. It is Scared of Birds. There you go, Scared of Birds. That is where Old Scared is going into Team 6. Next up, out of the hat, it is Danko joining Wingspanner in Team 7. We have 2 names left. Is it going to be Geest or is it going to be Funbun? It is going to be Geest. Joining Waterman in Team 8. And that means Funbun, you are up into Team 9 alongside Ronster. Very, very nice. Scared of Birds in the house. 47-time champion Sim. That is a lot of championships. I don't know if we've had that many tournaments. Team 6 hype, absolutely. And that is the colour you wanted. That is the colour you wanted. You were very excited. When I showed you this before, the colours don't really mean much. I hate to rain on your parade, but yeah, actually, this is one thing I haven't mentioned. You get to pick your own team names. You're not going to get stuck with boring Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, and so on. You pick your own name. That's a big, exciting part of it. I'm very excited for that. I'm sure you are all as well. Anyway, let's move on. We've got plenty more players to be drawing from multiple pots, and we go on to pot C here. So let's get everyone in the hat, and who's first out? It is going to be VPol 55. Joining me and Dr. Grainslove. Very, very nice. Next up, G Trudat fighting her way into Team 2. So definitely a very good team there in Team 2. Not looking forward to be playing that one in the first round. In Team 3, joining Heartseed and Davim, it is Durdle Gurg. There we go, into Team 3. Next up, Ethma and Copdog. You are joined by Black Spice. So very nice team there. Team 4 as well. Next up, Groove and Lakes are going to be joined by Birdwatcher. Birdwatcher 1, 2, 3 into Team 5. There we go. Next up, into the cool colour team, Bonzo the Bird God joins JJ Lig and Scared of Birds. Moving on, Team 7, it is Herc joining Wingspan 2 and Danko. 2 names left, Epic Sax Guy and Krasny, who is going to come out. It is going to be Epic Sax Guy. Team 8, yikes. That is not one that I want to be playing anytime soon. But there we go. Krasny, you join Bronster and Fun Bun in Team 9. So there we go. That's a quarter of the players done for each team. So, as I said, some teams there, all the teams really shaping up very nicely, but there's a long way to go. We've got a lot more players to be working through. Next up is Pot D. Pot D. So we'll get the names copied over. And we'll get some names drawn out once again. So who is going to be the first out of Pot D? It is going to be Mr. Saber. Welcome to Team 1, Mr. Saber. Good to have you here with myself, Dr. Grainslove and Vpol. Into Team 2, we have Fox Joke. So there we go, Fox Joke, Hiraku, Sim, and G-Trudat alongside you. Next up, Team 3, it is Blitzel Foyable. So there we go, into Team 3 you go. Moving on, Team 4. Get Storm Chaser into Team 4. Very, very nice. There we go. Next up, Groove, Floating Lakes, and Birdwatcher are going to be joined by Cash on the outside. 9. Sorry I couldn't get you in Team 9, but there you go. You got a good team nonetheless. The good colour team gets Bilbo Bobbins. Very, very nice there into Team 6. Who is going to join Wingspanner, Danko, and Herc in Team 7? It is going to be Outstanding. And there we go. On to the last 2. Maudlin Cake and Kyle Loves Ducks. We have Maudlin Cake coming out first, joining Waterman, Cheese the Beast, and Epic Sax Guy, which leaves Kyle Loves Ducks joining Krasny, Fun Bun, and Ronster. Why is everyone here so good? Absolutely. This is what I was saying when I was going through the pots. I was getting to pot D and thinking, there's still some very strong players here. And then I got to pot E and F and I kept on going and there were still lots of strong players. So plenty more that could easily shift the balance maybe in these team layouts so far. But there we go. Very, very good stuff so far. And we move on very swiftly to Pot E. Pot E. We have another set of 9 players to come out of the pot. And the first one, it is Spake Me. Welcome to Team 1, Spake Me. Very glad. Why is your name in green? That's clearly good news. Let's roll with it. I have no idea why Spake Me's name is in green, but I'm going to take that's a good omen, I think, for my team to have that. We'll see if it's going to do that for all of the teams as well. What can I? Nope, it's not letting me change it. Never mind. Let's move on. Who's going to come out next? Into Team 2 is going to be Julius. Diamond, you're also in green. I don't know what it is. Pot E. Something about Pot E. You're all green people. You're all green people. The conspiracy is unraveling before my very eyes. Next up, we'll move on. Team 3 gets Seagull like the bird. Another green player into Team 3. Next up, Team 4 joining Ethmocopter, Black Spy, Storm Chaser. You get Stalled Bird into Team 4. Conditional formatting gone amok. I think it is. I think it is. Let's go on. Let's have a peek behind the curtain. What could possibly go wrong? There we go. It was indeed. Nope, 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 nope. Wrong one. There we go. We got back in the end. So there we go. The conditional formatting is gone. Anyway, sorry, you're not green anymore. I'm sure all the Port E players are very disappointed because that was their one claim to fame. during this this live stream team draw. Let's move on. Team 5, Egyptian Messi. I mean, that's a pretty impressive sounding name. Joining Groove Lakes, Birdwatcher, and Cash Me Outside in Team 5. Next up, Team 6 is going to get Jerem Magpie. Very nice, very birdie theme. We got someone who's scared of birds. We've got a bird god, and we got a magpie. It's very good stuff. Next up, Team 7 is going to get El Sapo Guapo. Very good stuff. 2 more players left, J Lim and Cope With It. J Lim is going to come out first into Team 8, which leaves Cope With It as the last player out of pot E into Team 9. Very, very nice. Let's move on, because I'm dragging out far too long here by blabbing and trying to fix things that go wrong. Anyway, pot F. Pot F. Who is going to be the first name out of pot F? It is going to be Rick Sissel. So you're joining me, Rick Sissel. There we go, in Team 1. Some familiar names. I can see some in the chat that have these names. So I'm sure you are sat on the edge of your seat waiting for your name to come out. Next up, the Flash. Flashes their way into Team 2. The 6th player in Team 3 is going to be Sleepyhead. There we go, over in Team 3. Moving on, next up, pot F does have lots of power. Who's going to be the powerful one into Team 4? It is going to be Zobi-Wan Kenobi, who I can see in the chat. Very nice stuff there. Next up, Team 5. We're going to get Caster for Life. There we go, into Team 5. Joining Team 6, it is going to be Beans on Toast. So there we go, Beans on Toast. You are there in Team 6 with JJ Legs, Scared of Birds, Bonzo the Bird God, Bilbo Bobbins, and Jerem Magpie. Very nice stuff. Team 7 is going to get Cheese Dreams. Oh, I just noticed Cheese Dreams and Bushnip in the same pot. That I didn't think about that. That is a shame. But you're going to get to play each other, so that's going to be exciting. Anyway, who is it going to be? Bushnip or Castrelli? Is going to be Castrelli into Team 8, which means Bushnip, you go in Team 9. Very nice stuff. There we go. Okay. Moving on very, very swiftly. We're halfway through. That took no time at all. He absolutely lied. But there we go. 6 teams, or 6 players, I should say, in each team, which means we've got 6 more for each team to work through. And the first of those from pot G, joining my Team 1, is JBC999. Into Team 1 you go. Next up, joining Team 2 is Hawk Lake. There we go, Hawk Lake into Team 2. Team 3, you're going to get Queen Fisher 1. Very good stuff there, into Team 3. Coming out of pot G next is Ballet Mage, who I've also seen in the chat. So we've got quite a chatty Team 4. This is team chat here. Lots of these names I see in the YouTube chat, in the Twitch chat. So we've got a chatty team here. Next up in the groovy team, we get Awesomeness. So there we go, Awesomeness. You make your way to Team 5. Who is going to follow Beans on Toast into Team 6? It is going to be Weird Owl. Weird Owl into Team 6. Into Team 7, it is going to be a Nedmond. So there we go, Nedmond. And 2 players left. We have Neebs and Bargoth. Who's first out? It is Neebs into Team 8, which means Bargoth. There we go. Into Team 9, which is very, very nice stuff. And there we go. I can already see Ballet Mage and Storm Chaser getting along very nicely. The power of chat already showing off. Moving on. We have pot H coming up next. So another 9 players. We copy them over. We stick them in our randomizer list. We pluck one of them out, and it's going to be Haha Fat into Team 1 alongside yours truly. Next up into Team 2, it is YYC Chickadee. Is that meant to rhyme? I just made it rhyme. In Team 3, we've got Willy Pizza. No comment. Team 4, Team Chat, is going to get Maskiner. I think I'm pronouncing that right. We'll roll with it. Into Team 5, it is going to be Slayo. who is also in the chat. That was so close to getting you in the chatty team, but there we go. You're in team 5 with Groove, who is in the chat, so we'll take it. Next up, team 6. It is going to be Heron Crane, so another birdie name joining the other birds in team 6. Team 7 is going to get Stylo Plume, very, very nice. 2 more players, Mortal Wings and Isabel. We're going to get Mortal Wings coming out first into team 8, followed, of course, by Isabel. Into team 9. Excellent stuff. We're rolling. There we go. I can see YYC Chickadee in the chat. Of course, it's meant to rhyme. Good stuff. I'm glad I didn't mess that one up. Anyway, let's swiftly accelerate forward into pot I. Pot I. 4 pots to go. We're 2/3 of the way there. First one out of pot I. Here we go. Captain. Awesome. Welcome to the team, my friend. Welcome to the team. Good to have you here. Next up into team 2. It is Release the Birds. All in caps. Good stuff. There we go. Release the Birds into team 2. Joining team 3 out of pot I. It is Sandro. I don't know how to pronounce the second part, so we'll stick with Sandro. Yep. Next up into team 4, it is Michael the Grackle. I'm telling you, this is team chat. This is team chatty because we've got Michael joining the other chatty chat heads. I think that's okay for me to say in team 4. And joining team 5, we've got Sneaky Pink. So we've got a sneaky team over here. Into team 6, the cool color team. I think we're going with is Goldfinchy. Gold is definitely a cool color. So there we go. Very fitting. Into team 7, it is El Trudat. El Trudat, there we go. Into team 7. 2 teams or 2 players and 2 teams left. Who is going to be the first one out is going to be Rex Cow into team 8, which means Conadu, you're into team 9. Very, very nice stuff. Let's keep it rolling. Let's move on. We got pot J coming up. And still, as I was saying, you still got some really, really good players here in pot J. Even as far down as this. So very talented players, of course, all throughout the server. But who's going to be the first one? Who's going to join me? Few in there, definitely, that I've got my eye on. The first one out of pot J, it is Kakariki NZ. So there we go, Kaka, you are joining me in team 1. Into team 2, it is going to be Mikalji, if I can type it out correctly. Also Goldfinch bird themed, good spot. I did not notice that. Very birdie down in here in team 6. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because we're still on team 3. And who is it going to be? It is going to be... Oh, talking of names I can't pronounce. It is either... You'd think after all this time I would have rehearsed and practiced and learned how to say your name. But this is team difficult to pronounce because we've got Davim as well in that team. So who's going to join the chatty team? It is going to be Eggsmell. Eggsmell into team 4. Next up, we have team 5, Matthew 9890. Very, very nice stuff there into team 5. Moving on, the birdie team. Do we have any? Well, we do. We've got the eagle. Is it going to be the eagle? It is not. It is going to be Dill into team 6. Very, very nice. Moving on, team 7 is going to get more names that I cannot pronounce. Radiatori. There we go. Close enough. I will take it. We have 2 more players and 2 more teams. What Dat Frogmouth Do and Eagle 55 joining team 8. It is What Dat Frogmouth Do. Is your name too big for the box? No, it's perfectly sized. You'd almost think I planned it that way. And there we go. Eagle 55 into team 9. Very, very nice stuff. Very, very nice stuff. Team Matt. Yeah. Well, maybe we've got some more closet Matts here, but definitely looking like team Matt. Very, very good stuff over there. And yeah, here we go. We've only got 2 more pots to do. This is flying by. Let's move on. Not team, pot. Okay, I can already see. There we go. I did know there was a name coming up eventually that was going to be too big for my box. Very poor planning from me. But nonetheless, who is going to be the first one out of the pot? Joining me in team 1, it is Rojas. There we go. Next up, out of pot K into team 2, it is Joe W2701. Very good stuff. And into team 3, following Eva into team 3, we've got Gradog22. Excellent stuff there. Into the chatty team. Do we have someone chatty? We've got someone who has a long name, which means they like typing stuff out, which means they're chatty. So there we go, Robin, into team 4. That was so tenuous, but we'll take it. Moving on, team 5, team Matt. We have Screwdragon. If I can't even spell that one right. There we go, Screwdragon, I think. We'll go with that. Into team 6, the birdie. Do we have any birds? No, we've got some animals, so maybe we'll get blind squirrel. We don't. We get tadpub. Very good stuff. There we go, tadpub into team 6. Next up, team 7. It is Zipzilla. Zipzilla straight into team 7 there. Who's going to join team 8? Is it blind squirrel? Is it palindrome? It is blind squirrel. So blind squirrel makes their way into team 8, which of course means palindrome makes their way into team 9. Very exciting stuff. And it's going to get super exciting because we're on to the last pot. Pot L. So here we go. This is the pot that has a lot of new players in. So whenever you do seeding by ELO, it's hard to seed players who haven't played because you have no idea what their ELO is because they don't have one. But for the most part, we have 2 established, recognized names, and we have 7 new players. So this is kind of like the wildcard pot. You don't know if you're going to get the next Epic Sax guy or the next Sim 17. You know, who are you going to get? Are you going to get the next Egyptian Messi? It's all a bit of a lottery. So this could very much swing the teams with... yeah, who are we going to get? And obviously, of course, we're going to finalize these teams, which is super, super exciting. So, we've got this copied over. We're going to draw the first one out of the hat. And the first one is Pit Pride 87. So they join my team 1, and that finalizes off team 1. Very exciting stuff. Finishing off team 2, it is going to be Max MM. There we go, into team 2. Team 3, who's going to join all these established names in team 3? It is Nico 1968. Very, very good stuff over there in team 3. Next up, finishing off chatty team. Hopefully this is someone equally chatty. It is Beak. And you know what? You can't chat without a beak, so I'll take it. I think that's close enough. Next up, team 5. Who's it going to be? It is going to be Fox and West. Very good stuff. Another established name on the server making their way into team 5. Team 6. We've only got 4 names left. It is going to be Rabenjmain. I can't even spell that. There we go. I can't pronounce it and I can't spell it. That's double trouble. But there we go. You made your way into team 6. Next up, team 7 is going to get VR WizKid. Very good stuff. 2 players left. Who is going to be second to last and who's going to be last? Christcore and Nithin. We have Nithin out. Second to last into team 8, which means last but by no means least, Christcore, you make your way into team 9. And there we have it. Ta-da! Those are your teams. I hope you are as excited as I am to get this tournament underway. It is going to be a doozy. And there we go. You can see all your teammates. These are the players you're going to be working really closely with over the next 6 weeks or so. And yeah, you're going to be trying to score as many points as you can to get your team to the top of that leaderboard and tournament glory that comes with it. So good luck, have fun, as they say. All the teams do look scary. There is at least one bird in each team, so I can see why they would look scary. But yeah, may the best team win. Thank you everyone for joining. I have got some stuff to do behind the scenes to get us all ready, up and ready so we can get started. But I will see you over on the server, and I look forward to playing so many of you over the next 6 weeks or so in this tournament. So thank you everyone for watching. I will see you again very, very soon.